Farmer, I'm having it.
Hello and welcome to... Hello and welcome to the first in my new series addressing contemporary concerns entitled Contemporary Concerns. With me, Dr. Gregory Chamberlain. In this edition, the aliens are coming. Before we embark, however, I have news for my regular listeners. Dr. Mervyn Schuyler, who featured on my panel discussion show Just Thinking Aloud last month, continues to be held in custody in Guatemala, where he was detected attempting to smuggle a bag of amphetamine pills through customs. As a result, all scheduled programming by his academy, the Institute of Self-Personal Development, has been temporarily suspended. But I am delighted to be able to welcome his regular listeners to my channel by way of compensation. Furthermore, I would like to thank the PR department of Dr. Schuyler's publishers, the New World Spiritual Age Progressive Publishing Corporation of America, for their hasty response to my demands for recompense for the items stolen from my home during Dr. Schuyler's visit, and to assure them that the cheque for £47.53 has now cleared. In this edition of Contemporary Concerns, I'll be investigating the cultural impact of the concept of the alien other, from its first appearance in popular culture to its current status as mainstay of contemporary fiction, before concluding with my own thoughts on why speculation regarding the nature and existence of intelligent, technologically sophisticated life on other worlds continue to persist as a mirror to mankind's own evolutionary growth. To begin with, then, a brief history of the alien in popular culture. The earliest example of aliens in popular culture has been cited as Lucian's 2nd century novel True History, in which the author chronicles his adventures on the moon and documents a war between the kings of the moon and sun over colonization of the morning star. While fanciful in its details, replete with such exotic extraterrestrial creatures as mushroom men, canine warriors, and flying centaurs, Lucian's work served to firmly establish the notion that just as on Earth, all is not well between the far-flung peoples of the cosmos. Other early works depicting alien civilizations include the 10th century Japanese The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter and the influential medieval Arabic story compendium 1001 Nights, narratives whose depiction of a cosmos peppered with inhabited worlds acknowledge the shift towards the idea of cosmic pluralism taking place in the field of contemporary philosophy. By the 21st century, of course, cosmic pluralism has given way to more empirical thinking, with many now asserting that the existence of alien civilizations is an inescapable statistical inevitability, and depictions of aliens in our popular culture have continued to both increase and diversify to reflect this attitude, invariably falling into one of three categories: the invader, the informer, or the innocent. As a final note of interest, Lucian, the author of True History, is documented as disclosing that he intended his work to be an inexorable and mocking satire of early scholarly writings that sought to explain real-world histories via their accounts of fantastical and mythical events that purportedly took place on Earth. The Invader. Early examples of alien invasion narratives began to flourish during the late 19th century, around the time that advances in science were beginning to reveal the enormous complexity of the universe and its expansion both outward into outer space and inward into the infinitesimally small spaces of the microverse. Among these early fictions are Robert Easterly and John Wilbraham's obscure 1892 novel The Germ Growers, an Australian story of adventure and mystery, and H.G. Wells' celebrated 1898 work The War of the Worlds. First published within 7 years of each other, both of these fictions present the idea of malign and nefarious visitors from elsewhere in space, as well as making a feature of the new microscopic forms of life then being discovered on Earth. The former featuring an invasion force intent on using a virulent disease to incapacitate humanity in its drive for dominion of our planet. The latter failing to achieve the same after succumbing to terrestrial bacterial infection itself. To put these works in their proper historical context, their texts first appearing contemporaneously with the early assertions of the possibility of space travel being made by
Константин Эдуардович Циолковский,
the Russian rocket scientist who first formulated designs for a metal-sheathed interplanetary airship, and with the stellar advances made in biology, chemistry, and medicine as a result of the desperate drive to stem the spread of cholera across Europe, both arising during the middle part of the century. While it could be dismissed as an act of page-turning sensationalism that both works chose to investigate the possibility of hostility visiting the Earth from space, it is interesting that both sought to counter the excitement, potential, and benefits of contemporaneous adventures in the understanding of our universe with paranoid and horrific cautionary tales of the evil and threat to our existence we may also be unwittingly discovering. Oh, phone. Hello?
Hello, Gregory, it's Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Listen, are you playing Sunday?
Yes, I think so.
Can you bring your die?
I always bring my die.
Only Toby's cat swallowed his D20 rolling stats for a kobold horde.
Oh dear, not the nice one.
Yes, from the heavy lead set.
Oh dear.
He's waiting for it to come out to see if the Horde Master gets a +2 saving against psychic attacks. It needs to come out to 18 or higher.
I see.
That gives it an 85% chance of failing.
Not good odds.
No. About the same we're giving the cat dying of lead poisoning before its next bowel movement.
Well, I'll be there Sunday. I'll bring my die.
Les managed to get Ravenloft off eBay UK, 35 quid all in.
Excellent. See you Sunday then.
Right you are, Gregory. Cheerio.
Cheerio, Brian. Bugger. It's gone down the back of the radiator. Ah! Hot.
The Informer.
By the early to mid-20th century, science fiction was a well-established genre of popular entertainment, entering what is now retrospectively regarded as its golden age. Beginning around 1938, this new era was characterized by a shift from the novelty and spectacle of the new technologies towards a more humanistic appreciation of the impact of scientific endeavor on the lives of ordinary folk, and the promotion of emergent libertarian social philosophies. Although never in danger of disappearing completely, the alien menace formula of the xenophobic invasion narrative was at this time joined by a fresh take on the extraterrestrial visitor, and, as the advent of a Second World War became increasingly likely, many writers began to explore the possibility of an alien encounter bringing with it a solution to all of mankind's troubles and woes. Key exponents of these works were Harry Bates, whose 1940 short story Farewell to the Master formed the basis for Robert Wiser's 1951 film The Day the Earth Stood Still, a film inducted into the United States National Film Registry for its cultural, historic and aesthetic significance in 1995, and Arthur C. Clarke's influential 1953 novel Childhood's End, which was retroactively nominated for a Hugo Award in 2004. In both these accounts, alien intervention offers the promise of prosperity and peace, a proposition initially rejected in the former but embraced in the latter, only later being recognised as a threat to humanity's cultural heterogeneity. While occasionally overt in their presentation of pseudo-theological themes, employing the alien as a narrative device analogous in its function to the angel in countless religious texts, leading some to dismiss these narratives as shaggy god stories. There is no disputing that the idea, some might even say hope, of the alien as teacher continues to be a key influence in both mankind's representation and expectation of alien intelligences to this day.
The Innocent.
Arising in the latter half of the 20th century were narratives in which alien visitors to Earth were neither aggressors nor angels. Indeed, in these accounts our alien cousins are often as bewildered to happen upon us as we are to encounter them. Born of the post-Cold War era, these stories could be said to reflect a time during which mankind was settling into an uneasy truce with itself, and exploring the notion that nations and peoples hitherto viewed with a fearful suspicion were no less human than anyone else. A time when monsters transpired to be myrmidon, and hatred dissipated to allow the possibility for a newfound appreciation of species-wide homogeneity. Notable examples of this representation of the alien include Alan Dean Foster's 1982 novel Nor Crystal Tears, Nicholas Roeg's startling film The Man Who Fell to Earth, and the Steven Spielberg-directed movies Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. In these stories, previous expectations of warmongering or wisdom from the stars were replaced by an alien other whose sublime naivety served as exigent for mankind to consider its own evils and shortcomings, with many narratives presenting sympathetic accounts of innocuous alien visitors struggling to convince us that they come in peace. In more recent years, the Hollywood films District 9 of 2009, Monsters 2010 and Paul 2011 all continue to explore the notion of the alien other as hapless and largely agendaless traveller through space. To summarise then. It's clear from the brief and admittedly incomplete assessment of the formulation of the concept of the alien other in popular culture undertaken so far that representations of intelligent life originating on worlds other than our own, from the ancient writings of Lucian of Samosata to the more recent offerings from Hollywood, have been exploited as allegory to investigate shifting attitudes and fears in mankind's own cultural evolution. After the break, discussion will shift from popular culture to popular consciousness as I explore the relevance and meaning of the alien today by asking... Cue sound effect. What? Oh yes, the record. Here we go. Asking, what innate property within human nature is it that leads some people to expect the very worst from an otherwise undefined other, or to assume that their own governments, the very people elected to represent their best interests, would lie about the truth, going to extreme ends to not only conceal reality from them, but to also employ terrifying strategies of restraint and intimidation to prevent the truth from ever... Oh! What is it, Cynthia?
Gregory, there's someone to see you.
Oh, Cynthia, I'm right in the middle of...
Is this him?
He barged in as soon as I opened the door, Gregory. I think he's got a monkey wrench.
Is you Gregory?
Yes, can I help you?
I was looking for Jason.
Jason? No, he's not here.
Of course he ain't, but you are, ain't you?
Yes.
Jason owes me some money.
Does he?
£47 and 53 pence, to be very precise. It seems he's had a few things on the Never Never from my daughter.
He means Junkie Joe at the Cross Threads.
A little bag of a few things, in fact.
Well, you see, someone stole those and...
I don't care about that, Gregory. Things are always being stolen, and I don't care, lest they're stolen from me. Jason had those pills without paying for them, Gregory, and Joe tells me you picked them up.
Yes, I did collect them for him, but...
I know you did, so the way I see it, you owe me £47 and 53p, please, and I want it. Or do you know what I'm going to do?
No.
If you don't give me some money, Gregory, I'm going to take you down by the river and I'm going to smash your head in against the rocks down by the river.
I see.
Can we turn this bleeding row off now, please?
Oh, the record, yes, of course. Sorry.
That's better, isn't it? Now, I don't want to seem unreasonable, Gregory, only I have a reputation to uphold. I can't have word getting out that Don Cheadle has gone soft on his debtors now, can I?
No, I see I'd better pay you something then, hadn't I?
I think so, yes.
Cynthia, can you fetch me the call box, please?
There won't be that much in there.
Just get it, please.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you what I can.
Good, because I don't like debt. And I especially don't like the number 47.
Do you not?
No, I don't. I don't like the number 47 at all. I don't much care for the number 53 neither, but I can live with it at a pinch. But the number 47, no. No. I find that number particularly distressing, Gregory. Know what I mean?
I don't know.
I once spoke to a doctor about the possibility that I have a very genuine allergy to the number 47.
Did you?
I did. He said I was talking nonsense. So you know what I did?
No.
I took him down by the river and I smashed his...
Here you go, Gregory.
Thank you, Cynthia. It's not all of it, I'm afraid, but here you are. That's the 53p.
That still leaves the very distressing matter of the £47. I don't want a migraine.
No, that would be dreadful.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay.
For the rest of it. £47.
Tomorrow, yes.
I'll see myself out. Tra.
Close the window, please, Cynthia.
So, that was Junkie Joe's dad, was it? Bit pushy, isn't he? I think it's time Jason moved out, Gregory.
Yes,
He's been nothing but trouble since he murdered Howard.
I know, but it's complicated, Cynthia. Cynthia, I need you to go to the bank for me.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Cynthia.
Morning, Gregory. I made you a mug of poo-poo-poo tea.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia.
Milk and 3 sugars, just how you like it.
Semi-skimmed?
Of course.
Hello, Lombroso. Who's handsome?
Oh.
He's still not used to you, is he?
Well, it takes time. Animals are sophisticated, complex creatures, Cynthia.
He's no better with you now than he was when you both moved in, 4 years ago.
Listen, Cynthia, I've put the £40 you got me from the bank in this envelope. Don Cheadle will be calling later today. I want you to poke it at him through the letterbox, okay?
Okay.
Don't let him into the house.
Okay.
And it's probably best to have Lombroso with you
What's
too.
that?
My phone. It fell down the back of the radiator. I'm waiting for the boiler to turn off to get it back.
I thought there was an elephant in the room.
There almost always is. It'll be Brian phoning to tell me Toby's cat's died.
Oh dear.
It'll be fine, we'll just use my plastic one.
Oh, okay. Ow. Here you go.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia.
It's okay.
You'd probably better go and run some water on that blister. Looks nasty.
It burns like a bloody bitch, Gregory.
Yes, I can imagine. Right.
Hello, Gregory. Please don't tell me you're phoning to cancel Sunday.
No, I'm not.
Good, because Toby's cat died. And...
That's not a problem, Brian. I'll be there unless... Listen, Brian, I've got myself into a spot of bother.
Oh, dear. What the...
No, Brian, listen, this is serious. I owe Don Cheadle some money. I am going to pay him back today, but I have a feeling that won't be an end to it, and...
Don Cheadle? Gregory, that wasn't clever. What happened?
I bought some, amphetamine pills. I got them from Junkie Joe at the Cross Threads.
What the hell do you want to get involved with drugs for, Gregory?
They're not for me, Brian. They're for someone else. Someone I'm trying to help come clean from cheesecake.
I'm not following you, Gregory.
Cheesecake. Synthetic cannabinoids laced with dragon, Brian.
And you're using amphetamines?
Yes.
I thought they were supposed to eat soup or something.
Joe doesn't do food.
I see.
I just need people to know that if anything untoward happens to me, it's most likely down to Don. I already emailed Toby and Les, and my mother and my lawyer, but yours keep bouncing back.
Email's terrible in the caravan, Gregory. Always has been. You're best to phone.
Yes, so, belt and braces. If anything happens to me, I need you to...
You can count on me, Gregory.
Thank you, Brian. I'll see you Sunday, hopefully.
See you then, Gregory.
Hey, Governor, there's a new case coming in.
It's only Cheadledom and Cheadleday. Let's go! According to a poll conducted in the United States, United Kingdom and Germany by market research giants YouGov in 2015, around 54% of people surveyed expressed an unequivocal belief in the existence of intelligent life on other planets. Of this 54%, around 42% believe mankind had yet to develop the requisite technologies required to effect first contact, while the remaining 58% expressed their belief that world governments are already in contact with alien life. Put simply, around half of those asked believed in aliens, and around half of those who believe also believe their governments are lying to them. Interestingly, statistical correlations relating to this survey inferred a higher level of academic attainment and professional status among those who believed than those who did not, suggesting that far from being the preoccupation of tinfoil hat-wearing crazies, belief in alien life is now the norm among the more educated, rational, and upstanding citizens of the Earth. Justifications given for asserting intelligent life does not exist on other planets included the belief that Earth is unique in its life-sustaining properties, and that mankind itself is unique in being the only species endowed with the gifts of intelligence and free will by God. In 1961, Dr. Frank Drake of the USA conceived an equation to calculate a viable estimate of the number of inhabited worlds with communicable civilizations within the Milky Way. This considered factors based on the average rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the number of planets capable of sustaining life, the number of planets likely to actually harbour life, the number of those likely to nurture intelligent life, the fraction of those with civilizations emitting detectable signals, and the time an advanced civilization can be expected to remain detectable. Employing this equation, using conservative estimates for the factors involved, it is currently estimated that the Milky Way contains somewhere between 1,000 and 100 million inhabited worlds. Criticism of this equation centres on the high level of speculation and conjecture involved in estimating all but the observable rates of star and planet formation. In all other areas, those concerned with the establishment of life, the onset and success of evolution, the nature of intelligence and the categorization of civilization, no empirical data exists on account of there currently being a sample pool of one, our own planet. The more pessimistic detractors on the subject of intelligent life on other worlds cite the Fermi paradox to defend their views. This is a simple observation posited by physicists Enrico Fermi and Michael H. Hart, which asks the following question. If intelligent life is so prolific in the Milky Way, where is everybody? Finally, the release of Drake's equation in 1961 was never intended to prove the existence of alien life. It was merely intended as an agenda to stimulate scientific dialogue at the Greenbank Conference and the first scientific meeting of SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, the same year. In September of 2016, the British physicist, cosmologist and author Professor Stephen William Hawking, CH-CBE FRS-FRSA, issued a stark warning to the people of the Earth about the potential motivations of alien visitors, stating,
"If aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans.
Thank you, Stephen.
They will be vastly more powerful, and may not see us as any more valuable than we see bacteria."
Yes, thank you, Stephen. Widely regarded as one of the smartest people on the planet and an unprecedented expert in the field of cosmology, Professor Hawking's concerns were bound to be taken seriously, and have since been employed to add weight to movements like the worldwide community of people of the new message from God. Founded in 1992, the worldwide community of the people of the new message of God introduces itself on its website as a diverse global community of people from all walks of life, faith traditions and socio-economic backgrounds, and as a religious non-profit organization whose mission is to preserve, protect and present the new message from God in the world. A central figure within this movement is Marshall V. N. Summers, whose trilogy of books, starting with The Allies of Humanity in 2001, allegedly transcribe angelic messages received by Summers over a 30-year period. Although quick to announce that he is not a guru, saint or avatar, Summers claims that he is a reluctant messenger with a vital message for the people of the world, and that The Allies of Humanity is being presented to prepare people for a whole new reality that is largely hidden and unrecognized in the world today. According to Summers' received wisdom, mankind is prematurely succumbing to integration with a vast and well-established wider community within space, comprised of innumerable technologically advanced alien species, and he advises extreme caution be employed before we, the people of the Earth, fully commit to tackling what he describes as the opportunities and the hazards involved with perhaps the greatest event in human history. Summers and his adherents further urge us to consider that those alien visitors currently facilitating our integration have secret and nefarious agendas of their own that fall short of promoting mankind's advancement or benefit as they currently claim it will. Summers claims to be receiving this guidance from benign and genuinely concerned aliens that have yet to visit our world, who are contacting him, and thousands of others, he claims, to warn us that we are neither technologically nor spiritually prepared to be considering this step into the unknown, and that through our naivety and relative primitivism, we run the risk of being brutally exploited by alien species who are solely interested in exploiting the resources of the Earth, most notably the abundant biological materials found in our multifarious terrestrial species, which they intend to exploit and employ in their own efforts to colonize other worlds, including our own. Clearly, a new narrative is beginning to emerge, one composed of renewed suspicion and paranoia, and, just as with those previous stories of alien visitors from space, one that echoes the reality of current political and societal concerns on Earth.
A nation without borders is not a nation. Beginning today, the United States of America gets back control of its borders, gets back its borders.
Right, that's installment 1 finished. Not bad timekeeping. What is it? 3:47? Good. Let's make a note of that. Pen. Here we are. 3:47, 48. Oh, 3:53. You're getting old, Gregory. Oh, God. Does that mean Don's here? Come in, Cynthia.
I'm just letting you know Jason's home, and he's bought some chips. Are you going to come and eat with us?
Chips? Really? That was kind of him.
Yes, he seems in quite a good mood, for once.
Well, your timing's perfect, Cynthia. I just finished and...
Oh, good.
What's that? What's happening outside?
I don't know. Oh, there's been an accident, Gregory.
Oh, dear.
Gregory, it's Don Cheadle. He's been run over by a tractor.
Oh, dear, that looks serious.
There's a lot of blood, Gregory. Do you think he's...
I do, yes.
Oh, dear.
Cynthia, do you still have that envelope?
Yes, I do.
Jolly good.
He is